This video is brought to you by Joa, my choice for premium Tesla and vehicle accessories. Claim your exclusive discount with the link in the description below. Alright, so today I'm about to head out and do something to the Cybertruck I didn't think I was going to be doing. I'm going to go get it wrapped. I'm going over to Contour Graphics. They basically were talking with me and they were like, for custom materials, we would like to wrap your Cybertruck. And if you let us, take pictures and do some promotional stuff with it, kind of like a bartering thing. And I was like, that's a really good deal. So I'm definitely going to go through with it. It was just about $1,000 to get this wrap done. And normally on a Cybertruck, I haven't gotten quotes around here, but I've seen a lot of people paying around $5,000 or so. And so because of that decently good deal, I'm going to go through with it and try it out. Now, it's not something I would normally do, and I don't think these guys know what they're getting into because this thing is just destroyed. I'm going to run it through a car wash on the way there. I hope that's good enough for them. And see how that goes. But my opinion on wraps I've talked about in the past is it's not my favorite thing that I think people should be spending money on. It's number one, if you want it because of the look and it's something you want to spend money on, then of course, go for it and spend the money and get a wrap. They do look cool. You can get whatever you want. But the people that get them to protect their paint and all that, if you don't have some type of like historic or rare car or something, in my opinion, it's just not worth it. Just repaint your car in 5 or 6 years if it looks bad, and the cost will probably be similar to the wrap you would have done. And then you got brand new paint and whatever. It's a different topic. And wraps don't last forever either. The other thing is, I like the stainless steel. Kind of like the whole point for me of the Cybertruck is this is tough. It doesn't scratch. Well, it does scratch, but it doesn't matter if it gets scratched. It doesn't get damaged from sticks and rocks and all that, or driving on the highway and having stuff thrown at it. And I really liked that. Like, that was a cool thing. But I think the wrap will be cool, and since it's a good deal, I'm going to go through with it, kind of share the experience with you. And something I've been curious about is, are wraps really, tough enough to withstand the type of driving I do? Because a lot of people want to get a wrap, but they don't know if it's going to hold up. Is it going to last 1 year or 3 years? Or is it going to get damaged? Or what's going to happen? Another reason is, if you've been following along, I had my pillar or my side panel replaced, and I have that here, so we can experiment with that. I plan to just leave it outside. I might move it away a little bit. I don't know what is going on out there, something really loud. But I have that panel sitting outside, so I'm gonna put salt on it and mess with it and see how it ages over time and stuff. So I can still see that even with my Cybertruck wrapped. And we'll see how the Cybertruck ages with a wrap and stuff, and we'll probably take it off eventually depending on timing and stuff, and if it does get damaged or whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of a different type of adventure. I didn't expect to do it. I really did not plan on wrapping this thing, but because it's going to be a good deal, and like I said, the number one priority, in my opinion, is the looks. If you want it to look good and you want to spend the money on that, I think it's going to look great. We'll check it out soon. It's going to be like a dark charcoal. I was going for like the color change and stuff, but the ones that do color change, they were just all way too flashy for me. And like, you're already driving a giant triangle that everyone's taking pictures of and looking at. I didn't need to add any more flash. I think this will look really good while being a little more unique. It's not just like matte black or just black like most people are doing. Although, in my opinion, that looks awesome. It looks so good, but it's just like everyone's already done it a million times. So I wanted to do something slightly different. So instead of black, I picked gray. So yeah, let's head over there and we'll talk to them about it and kind of let them give their thoughts and opinions and stuff on wrapping and, share their business with you. But yeah, we're going to head over there and wrap the Cybertruck. So here we are with the wrapped Cybertruck. I'm here with Shane. He is the one, you did the whole wrap.
Yeah.
And you said you clay barred the truck and everything. So we're just gonna talk really quick what you think about wrapping the Cybertruck. This is the first Cybertruck you've wrapped.
Yeah.
And I was surprised by the clay barring. So why don't we start with, why don't you tell me what was this easy or difficult to wrap compared to other cars you do?
It was fairly easy in terms of, the panels themselves are relatively flat. There aren't too many recessed areas.
So what do you think was like the most difficult part of this? Because everybody says super easy to wrap the Cybertruck. Is that true?
I wouldn't say so, to be honest.
Okay.
Because the panels are stainless steel, it has a very high surface energy, right? So
What does that mean?
that means like glass, the material is more prone to pre-tacking, right?
Okay.
And it isn't as easy to pull back as like a normal vehicle.
Interesting.
Right? So the biggest challenge was the rear quarter. It's such a large piece, and you have this, this plane change, right? So again, yeah, the most difficult part was kind of just fighting the stainless itself, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Because again, the material, and I can show you this in the video that we created during the wrap process. On the passenger side, my first attempt, I pulled the whole panel, and boy, was that a big mistake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, boy, was that a big mistake.
Yeah.
And I learned very quickly that I had to take a different approach to my application, right? Where, once I did one panel, I figured it out right away.
Of course,
right?
yeah, then you knew how to
the
do
rest of it was relatively easy. What I really enjoyed about this application, the fact that there's no paint, right? So there's no damaging any paint, and our ability to just tuck the material right around the edge and then do like a flush cut right against the stainless, right? So, and it gives it just clean cuts all around.
Yeah. So if we open that and look, so it's right, wow, up to that edge. That is awesome. Okay, that looks really good. So you said you clay barred before you started this. Did you actually get materials off, and
so
did you clear it up, or?
You've seen the overall condition it was when it arrived at our shop.
I ran through a car wash, but it was kind of still destroyed.
Right. So I actually took it to a car wash.
Okay.
I noticed a lot of spots on the surface of the panels, and that really made me nervous. So what I decided to do was to clay bar it. That removed 80% of that surface. I don't know if you want to call it rust or oxidation, whatever they call it.
Okay.
And essentially that also will help remove any oils or contaminations that may be like seated in the metal, right?
Just from the road and driving around and stuff?
Exactly.
Okay. So that was similar to the paint cars. It still had a bunch of stuff all over it that you had to remove before you wanted to put this on.
Correct, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
And then again, the clay bar process really does ensure that any oil or contaminants are removed, off the surface, and that just ensures that nothing fails,
Okay.
right?
Awesome, great. So last thing, anything that anyone that wants to wrap their Cybertruck that you think they should know that maybe they didn't know before? Because for me, I'm surprised you're saying it was more difficult than you thought. Because everyone's like, oh, it's simple. You just stick it on and no big deal.
Yeah.
So is there anything else like that you think people should know before they wrap their Cybertruck?
Honestly, just beware of the high surface energy, right? I'd say also disassembly, right? Just being very gentle with these window trims. Like you had mentioned, you can easily damage them if you were to have tried to lift it with maybe a body tool, whereas I pushed against it, and that was actually like, slid it out.
Oh, cool.
Again, hardware removal and just the high surface energy of the application itself. Those were the most challenging things.
Great, awesome. Okay, so Contour Graphics, and where can people find you in Michigan if they want their vehicles wrapped?
We are located at 28287 Beck Road, Suite A5.
All right, cool.
And,
I'll put your email down below. Is that what you want?
Please, yes.
Okay, cool.
That'd be
So I'll
greatly
have information down below. If you're in Michigan around me and you want to get your vehicle wrapped, looks like an awesome job here for me. So we're going to go around and check it out, but I want to do that. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
It looks great. I'm very excited.
We appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. All right, so we're back home. Let's check it out. I barely got to look at it yet. Here's the care instructions. No care instructions. So this is a vinyl wrap, and I don't know that much about wraps. And that's kind of part of why I did this as an experiment, because they're in the Tesla community, there's such like a hot thing. Like everyone wants to wrap everything in colors and PPF and do all this crazy stuff. And I've just never done it before. And it's actually extra silly, in my opinion, to be wrapping the Cybertruck. Because like I think I said in the beginning of this video, it's like this tough thing that you don't have to worry about. You don't have, fragile paint. And then you're going to put like essentially a thin plastic sheet on top of it. But it is something that a lot of people are going to do. I think it looks wicked. So this is charcoal, matte charcoal, but It does have just a little tiny bit of shine in it, so it's not like too matte. So let me turn this around. So here we are, holy moly. That does look wicked. Now I did start to, I loved the look of the Cybertruck with the stainless steel. When dirty, it did look very, contaminated, especially with fingerprints and all of that kind of stuff. And so at first, I'm trying to think of how my feelings have grown over this 3 months with the Cybertruck. So at first, that kind of contaminated look, I was like, well, when it's dirty, it's whatever, but the fingerprints would get all over it. And then the thing that I didn't like the most is, I think I need to explain. Dirty Tesla, yes, my cars are all dirty, but it doesn't mean your car has to be dirty 24/7. The message of Dirty Tesla, I'm kind of half kidding with you here, but seriously, the message of Dirty Tesla is that you use your stuff. We don't stick it in the garage and never use it and keep it all pristine. It's a car, it's a tool. You're supposed to be out there using it. And so it doesn't mean your car has to be dirty 24/7. It means it gets dirty. It means you use it. And then you just run it through a car wash. You don't do the 2-bucket method and blah, 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 and I gotta use all this fancy stuff. So what I didn't like about the stainless steel is quickly running it through a cheap car wash would make it not look great still. It would still have all this stuff over it, and you'd probably want to do some extra stuff. And that's what Shane was saying too, is, I brought it there going through a car wash, he took it through a car wash, and he still had to like clay bar it, which you got to do, extra special prep and stuff. But anyway, the point of all of this is to just say, I kind of had this opportunity to get a good deal on this wrap. I thought it would look cool. I am very happy with how it looks. Now, the second phase of this idea, this project, this whatever that I'm doing for YouTube is I'm going to continue to not be that careful. I didn't get this wrap and now I'm going to baby it and be like, oh, I can't do this or can't do that. We're going to see how this wrap ages over time. We're going to see what happens to it. And I'm going to be more educated myself on this stuff to kind of communicate that with you and share with you, because all I ever see about wraps is, hey, look, I wrapped my car, and then you never hear about it again. Will this last for 6 months? Will it last for, a year? Will it last for 5 years? And after that time, what is it looking like? Does it tear? Does it have scratches? Is it going to get scratched like paint? Is it, resistant to that stuff? So we'll see. And there are different, layers to this and everything. It's just so funny. You can put the wrap, and then you can put a wrap on top of the wrap to keep it safe. Whatever. This is what we got. We also do have the foundation etching in there. Or, I forget what he called it, but it's basically raised. So he raised this up, and it's just sitting under the wrap. That looks really cool as well. It's on both sides. And then we got the Joa logo on the back. They get 1 year back there. That actually looks really good. They put it in more of a gloss black. I can see some of my project there is running down. I did also have him ceramic coat the back, and so that this will wipe off easier, because this, when I do use this washer, it will get all over that and I'll be able to wipe that off easier. But anyway, this is my wrap. I think it looks sweet. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And this is what's really cool about Cybertrucks also, is if you like the stainless steel, obviously you keep it, but if not, then they're, supposedly easier to wrap. You could do it yourself, or you could have a professional do it for you, and then you could pick whatever color you want, which, is true of paint cars as well, but those sometimes you pay for the paint first and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, let me know what you think. I think this looks great.